Do you know, Fred, I think the first point that hit me looking at this data is women proposing. Now, during my courting years, which actually lasted quite a long while, it was still unheard of that a woman would propose. It's now apparently quite normal and becoming convention. Why do you think there's been that change?
Well, I mean, this is a research that was done by Mosbros, and I think it's a change of attitude. It's like 70% of people, but I think it's great. I have two children. I have a son and a daughter, and I'm so happy things are changing because, there's a lot of misogyny and preconceived ideas that we have about what women or what men should do. And I think it's not good for both men and women to have these preconceived ideas about what life should be and how we should behave. I think as long as we are good people and we are kind and we are nice and we look after others and we're there to help those who need it, I think that's the main thing. Whether you or a woman propose, I mean, what difference does it make? I think that what matters is that love wins, and for me that's what's important. But I think it's a shift in attitude, it's a shift in behaviors, and I hope that these are not like shifts that are just going to go one step forward and then 10 step back, as sometimes they do. And I hope that we are on the right way now. And I certainly hope for my daughter that things are changing in the right way and in the right direction.
I'm really old school and unashamedly so. I would always, well, actually, I would hold the door open for anybody, but I would always, for a woman that I'm with or any woman, hold the door open. I would take a coat, I would pull the chair out. If we were on a first date, and this may seem very old fashioned, I would always pay for everything on the first date. And that to me that was how I was brought up. That was my culture. I wonder what your thoughts are on that type of chivalry, whether it's dying out or not.
Well, I think it's good. I think it shows that you're paying attention. It shows that you care. But what's very interesting, you see, when you started to talk about how old school you are, you said, I would hold the door for everybody. And then you talked about holding the door for women on a date. So I think that you kind of answered it yourself there. You would hold the door for everyone. And I think that's the way to be, not just for women. Now, of course, if you're on a date and you're hoping to kiss at the end of that date, you're going to be on your best behavior, aren't you? This is natural. This is survival instinct.
You,
But, I think it's good. It's good that people are respectful and kind and showing attention. That's what is important because, if you're dating, if you look at animals in the animal kingdom, they do all sorts of a parade to seduce the other animal, and we are actually exactly the same. And when I think about first dates, sometimes when we're filming, I think that it's a bit like I feel like the David Attenborough of dating, because you look at all these people doing what they do, and this is exactly the same in the animal kingdom.
my producer is getting married this Christmas, and in fact, he went on his way the other day, and it does seem to have been a really sort of romantic attachment to this time of the year. And again, when I was a kid, I'm not certain that was always the point. Christmas was Christmas and you got your presents and you had Christmas. But it seems to have a real romantic hue attached to it now. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's a season of hope. It's a season of togetherness and love. We are, it makes us feel very warm, and because you feel warm, I think you want to feel warmer. It's just that sense that it's all coming together, and finally you have a break, and you are going to be able to do what you want to do with the people that you love. And people tend to dress better at Christmas. In fact, I'm just launching a new collection with Mosport, just out today. And, people want to look their best and they want to feel their best. And therefore they are more romantic.
Can I ask you a personal question, Fred? And it's one that applies to me. Because of the pandemic, we seem to have become, I think, a bit kinder and a bit friendlier than we were before it. And I'd just be interested if this nearly 2 years that we've been through, this weird period, and we're still in it to a certain extent, whether it has made us maybe kinder, more romantic, friendlier, more loving than we maybe were before. What's your personal thoughts on that?
Well, I think that for all of us in the pandemic, we just realize how precarious life is. Although we all know it, we all know that it could end very well tomorrow or today. But suddenly, because we had to stop, we went into lockdown and we were stuck at home. Suddenly we thought, my God, what's going on? What is important for me in my life? I've got to enjoy life now because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Nobody was thinking this was going to happen. No one. And so when it happened, suddenly kind of the penny dropped about our lives and how we were living our lives and what we do, what we fill our days with, and who we spend the time with. And, for me, I've always, whenever I work or whatever I do, I spend time with people I want to spend time with. I don't work with people I don't want to work with. I want to be with kind, nice people that are good. And if I'm not going to do that, I don't want to spend time with them because it's just a waste of time, waste of my life.
Well, it's
And
not. I was going to say it's not been a waste of time talking to you. I've really enjoyed our conversation. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks very much.
And
Take care.
Fred, have a great Christmas, my friend. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.